give you the chance.
You know which one I've always wanted to do? The timeshare ones where they promise you like a free 2 nights if you sit through this seminar of the timeshare and stuff. If they really get you on those like before you know it, you're signing some paper for who God knows for
Uzbekistan, some property in Uzbekistan.
Mm-hmm. Timeshares don't sound that bad. I thought they were always pretty bad.
So one of my uncles, he's got like I think it's like timeshare-esque, is timeshare adjacent. Where he has a timeshare, but it's like it's through one of the big hotel lines, Marriott, Hilton, one of those big boys, and he pays for I think 2 weeks a year, which is I think similar to a timeshare where you pay for like only like 2 weeks or whatever
for a time of a year to be there.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So he pays for that, but you can use those 2 weeks. I'm not sure the dates. I think you can move it to whenever you want it. But the thing is, you can use it at whichever one of those hotels that they have in those areas. Oh, so it's it's like, Hilton has hotels all over the world. Mm-hmm. They have Marriott has hotels all over the world. So you pay for those 2 weeks, but you go, you know what? This year I want to go to the Hilton in Paris. Next year I want to go to the Hilton in Singapore. So your timeshare is not just locked into one spot.
One specific place.
Yeah. So that one seems kind of interesting,
Yeah.
We used it one time. He gave it to us for like a week.
Those 2 weeks?
We were there for like a week, yeah.
That's nice. But why are those always seem like a scam, huh? Like they were always like
what seems like a
scam?
scam? The Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Why is that, David?
Nah, we'll get into that.
Breaking news.
We'll get into that later.
Breaking news.
Okay, they got us good. It
was honestly too good to be true, right?
It was. We'll start with the news.
This yeah. Go ahead.
Put in some music. Yeah. We'll let him do it in editing. Never mind. He's got it.
All right. The news with David. David, what do you have us on us today as the news?
Today, Full Beans News brings to you the scam that is F1 Las Vegas.
What's the headliner? Oh, that is the headliner.
That's the headline. I don't know what else you want from me.
All right, go on with the story.
So they come out with these big lines, New tickets available for F1 Grand Prix starting at $200.
$200.
$200.
No.
And up to this point, what have we had? What were the prices that we had seen?
$500, $1,200, $5,000, $10,000, $1 million.
$1 million package.
Okay. So $200.
Frankie's messing with the buttons back there.
We need some practice on that.
Yeah.
So you're saying $200 for some
$200 could get you into the Las Vegas F1 Grand Prix.
Sign me up.
Sign me up. Again with these pyramid schemes, man. These schemes. These freaking schemes. So we were getting all excited. The sale started with a window from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. on whatever day it was, or 12 midnight, for Nevada residents only. Being people of the world, we have contacts in Nevada that had agreed to purchase our tickets. Mm-hmm. But the sale opens up. $200 for practice, single day.
Practice
for practice. I didn't even look. I didn't see how much quality was. The race was $1,200, single day ticket.
They got us good.
They got us good.
So $200, 1 day practice, Thursday, and that's it, right?
Practice, dude.
They did the Nevada people dirty.
Okay, so I know, and this was our thinking. Anyone that I have mentioned these tickets to, they all thought the same thing. This was to give Nevada people, the Nevada residents, specifically, obviously the Las Vegas residents, some...
It's to give them a reward for their patience and their, I guess, like tell them, oh, we're sorry about
because
all the inconvenience it's caused them.
For one reason or another, don't ask us why. We've been to Las Vegas four times in the last year.
Degenerates.
How much money just gambled away, just stumbling out of the clubs.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding, not that bad, but a couple times. But yeah, so we had the talk around the town was fuck F1.
Yeah.
Everyone's been hating the situation there.
Only bad things to say.
Everyone's been hating the traffic that it's caused, the money that it's been costing. Everyone there has been really hating it. So we thought this was F1 also trying to line their pockets because I don't think the tickets are not selling. The previous tickets, these I don't think are selling either. They need to get seats. They need to get asses in seats.
Yeah, because it looks like
to say.
Yeah, because it looks like the general admission tickets, those are sold out.
Yeah, those sold out because they were $500.
Exactly. What's it called? But the grandstand tickets that are the $1,000 and more, those ones aren't. What's it called? Selling.
$2,000.
Yeah, $2,000. My mistake.
Because they didn't have single day tickets.
Yeah, $2,000. Those ones weren't selling. Those you can still buy right now from F1 website. You don't have to go
resale. Nothing.
You don't have to go resale. Exactly.
So we thought it was a nice, like they were trying to just appease to the Nevada residents, and apparently not. They got us. They got us good.
They did get us good. Because $200 is a good price for even.
Yeah, I mean for any race.
For any race.
I mean, single day it's a little expensive for a single day.
And then it was a grandstand ticket too.
Yeah.
But oh well, we'll live and learn.
Yeah, I mean, we'll still be there.
Yeah.
Maybe not at the race.
Maybe
not. We're gonna go have a picket line if anyone wants to join.
We'll have a watch party.
We'll have
room 306. Don't know which hotel.
Don't know where. We'll have a watch party if anyone wants to come by. We'll have a picket line.
Free food, free drinks.
As long as you bring it.
Yeah. David will provide.
No, David will not. David will be providing entertainment, conversation,
and one-on-one time.
And yeah, that's what Bean One will provide.
Okay,
Bean Two, on the other hand,
no, Bean Two,
Moneybags Aussie over here.
No.
Moneybags Aussie.
No,
it's gonna be providing everything else: gear, food, ladies, men, whatever you're into. Aussie's got the hookup for that.
That's a completely incorrect. Only if you bring a buttload of money, then we can
offer that. If you bring in all the money.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, anyways, that's for a future thing. F1 Las Vegas this weekend, the Qatar Grand Prix was this weekend, and what did you guys think of this weekend?
I think fitting. I think we here at Full Beans, we're trying to relate to the racers. Because it is hot in here, we're sweating.
It's humid.
So I think we're just slightly below their standards.
Yeah.
In terms of conditions.
But we're pretty close.
I would say, touching distance.
Yeah, I'm gonna get an IV after this to get rehydrated.
So we might have to keep this episode nice and short.
Yeah.
Anyways, so sprint race. What did you think? Because I was asleep during the sprint race.
Before I want to get into the sprint race though. Okay. I want to, sorry about that.
Derail us.
No, because
it's fine.
What I want to say before this weekend started, this weekend I think has a very good saying that this was a frustrating weekend. Not just for the drivers, not just for the teams, but also for the FIA, where they had to change. Did you see they had to change the track layout? They had to make the track even narrow because the tires were literally shaking themselves to death.
Yeah.
And
can I derail us?
Go derail us off the derail.
Even more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because we forgot about more news.
Okay, let's back to the news. Back to David.
Back to the news.
Back to David with the news.
Hello, back to David with the news. That's me.
Okay, go for it.
It looks like we might get another American team.
Oh, that's right.
In the
That's right.
USA.
The 11th team.
The 11th
finally got approved by the FIA.
Well, yeah, by the FIA.
Yeah.
We still have approval process to go through.
But I feel like that's got to be one of the biggest hurdles.
What I've been seeing is it's still not like
they're not.
You shouldn't be counting your eggs.
Okay.
What is it? Counting the chickens before
counting your chickens or
Frankie. What this is what you're there for. All right. Well, Frankie gets back to that. Well, Frankie gets us back to that. Looks like we might have another American team.
Yeah. The infamous.
What is it?
Andretti.
Andretti. If for those of you who don't understand that reference, if you would be so kind as to watch one of our
previous TikToks,
very first episodes.
Yeah, no, but actually, that episode's not out. It's our one of our. Oh,
that's for our Patreon viewers only.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, our unpublished videos will be on Patreon.
Yeah,
which doesn't exist yet,
but it will.
So at some point,
if we get 100 likes on this video, it would go live. But back to that thing.
Frankie didn't get back to me.
Okay. Yeah, so it is. Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
There it is.
Because you want to make sure, because you can count, you have 10 eggs.
You count 10 eggs, you think you're going to sell 10 chickens, you sell them before you have them.
And then you only get one chicken.
And then there's a cracked egg.
And then everyone else eats the other eggs.
Exactly.
Because you didn't mark it.
Anyways.
Gotcha. So back to the Andretti.
That it's not for sure, but it's moving in the right direction.
That's good.
Anyways, back to frustrating.
So congratulations to Andretti.
It's a family Andretti. They've been going at it for a while.
Yeah.
If they want us to come on, Indy.
And it was like one thing we were saying about how Andretti is that this didn't come out of the blue. They've been trying to get into F1.
They've been trying to be that 11th man for a long time.
They have, and how we were discussing the other day how
I don't know if we can get a zoom in. This Team Andretti up on the wall right there.
This one.
Both of them.
This one too. We'll see.
Signed, okay? Signed.
What's it called?
Our man Hinchcliffe in the booth.
Oh, yeah, it is. It says right here, Andretti.
That's
and this one's this too. Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's why I asked for a zoom in.
You gotcha. But how we were saying, back to serious topics, that we were saying that previously before F1 teams, they just buy into a team and they rebrand. I think that's the way to do it.
I don't know when the last team was added. I mean, I don't know.
It must have been at least a decade ago.
It was a long time ago. Most teams, when they're new teams, are just a rebrand. Of a current team.
Because it's the same employees and everything.
Yeah,
so
for the most part.
So this one's fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do and see how their infrastructure,
who their
drivers
connections are to maybe an American engine manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Do you think they'll go with? I know this is super early, but you think they would go with an American driver, or as far as an American grown driver based?
Yeah, maybe like you're saying, like an Indy driver.
Yeah, like an Indy driver.
Maybe.
Like we've been saying, Indy is on the up.
On the up and up.
So back to what David was saying.
What was that? Back to what David was saying. You were saying the tires were getting. There was deg off the charts.
Yeah.
Deg.
What's it called? Lance Stroll pushed his trainer. What's it called?
A kerfuffle, some may say.
His interview was just great. I love that interview, what he had. And that was the qualifying for the race.
I was qualifying for the race. Again, they just love the sprint so much, but they are loving changing it year to year.
They do.
The format, the qualifying, the points.
I'm okay because trying things new, try to figure it out, see what works, what doesn't, instead of staying with something.
But they also need to, what they also need to try?
What's that?
Is getting their heads out of their ass and give points for qualifying.
That's true.
That's what they got to do.
Well, back to the sprint, like you were saying, you fell asleep, and
I had a long morning.
And what's it called?
I watched one lap. I fell asleep.
You fell asleep. You had previously gone to the course, like you are, rich person, out there with your rich buddies and stuff. So
it was a $10 9-hole. Very, very short.
You go to sleep. You go to sleep on lap 1. You wake up on lap 19 or 17, I think it was, or 18.
But fill us in. What happened?
And you see Oscar Piastri
taking the checkered flag.
Taking the checkered flag, and he basically controlled it from the beginning. I think he started in pole, didn't he? I think he did start on pole on that previous shootout. What's it called? The qualifying.
He started pole. Norris was second.
Yeah. And he basically, just took control. It looked a little sketchy once Verstappen, because Verstappen was, I think, on the second row. Verstappen went back up to second place, and I thought at this point he was gonna hunt him down and get him, but after all, Oscar was able to hold his own, and he takes the victory to get his first F1 victory. Well, as far as F1 sprint victory in Formula One as a rookie.
Which is impressive. Additionally,
and before you rudely interrupted me, I want to say,
and what's more impressive is that he's done it before Norris has even done it.
Okay, and what this is even more impressive?
What's even more impressive?
This is more impressive
is that
Alpine groomed this guy.
At the end,
he groomed this guy.
This sprint race,
and I think Alpine needs some recognition.
Max Verstappen was crowned champion for the third time.
At the end, okay, yeah. Who cares about that?
Yeah, who cares about that?
But back to I was gonna say that Alpine needed some recognition of grooming this guy, helping this guy through his junior career, and making the man he is with them. And now McLaren is reaping the rewards. Good for him, whatever. No one's salty at Alpine, but yeah, he takes his victory. And like David said, Verstappen takes I think he comes in second.
Finishes second.
Takes his... Yeah, I needed 3 points. And takes his third F1 World Championship.
Yeah, so
it was inevitable.
Well,
inevitable.
Yeah, it was inedible. I couldn't stomach it either, man. It was a third time already. Like, come on.
So are we going to start to hate him now or what?
I mean, honestly, after the first, he did his job on the first one. We all shouted for Max.
We did.
We all were happy. But now he's the new Darth Vader. Like, I don't know what, like he's just.
Now we're going to start to root for his downfall.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I think we have to.
Like we've said many times, the fight from second to fourth to fifth to sixth it's good racing.
It's good.
He's just up there and it's like boring.
You think he's gonna next year? It's gonna be the same old story, or what's your head? What's your noggin thinking of?
I don't know.
4-time world champion. Now he has more championships than freaking Alonso. He has he's up now with Senna. What's it called? Schumacher. What's it called? Vettel, Hamilton winning 3 in a row.
Okay.
You know, so that was the sprint. I think that was it for the sprint. Then now we go on to the race.
Yep.
And the race had a exciting start in the beginning. We saw a flashback.
It was a great start.
Great start from who?
From the Mercedes.
Oh, from the Mercedes.
It's the kind of start that I like. It's a good old classic Hamilton stupid move. It's a good old classic. And, I feel like Hamilton, a lot of times when he tries these stupid moves, he's the one that gets away with it.
He's the one that reaps the reward?
Well, he's the one that, doesn't get DNF.
Okay.
Yeah. I loved watching that car just...
The wheel came off.
The wheels came off the wagon there. The wheels came off the wagon.
I think he was being a little optimistic on the outside. But yeah, it was a... And you know who was there that weekend? Nico Rosberg.
He was probably like, my man. He was giving Russell the old my man right there. He was all...
I mean, so I guess we can provide some what was it like backstory, yeah. So what was it, 2014? I'll take you back to
2016.
2016? Okay, 2016.
Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton are in the mists
at the Barcelona Spanish Grand Prix where Full Beans was at.
Of a title race. Not that one, but
yes, it was that one.
I'm saying we were not at the 2016.
Oh, no, we were.
Barcelona Grand Prix.
But we were at that.
We're at the 2023 Barcelona Grand Prix.
Okay.
There's a magnet up there to prove it. Anyways, Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton are in a fight to the title. And here comes Barcelona turn 4.
I think so, yeah.
Turn 4, and they just no one's giving anyone any room.
One gets pushed into the grass.
And they both crash off into the gravel.
Dramatically into the gravel. And Verstappen takes the lead, and that he ends up winning that Grand Prix.
That's his
first Grand Prix.
That's his first win?
Yeah, that's his first win.
At
Red Bull.
At 13 years old? Or
practically, almost.
I think at that point, he might, I don't know if he still is, but that was the youngest winning.
Fast forward now, and now he's a 3-time world championship.
Anyways, fast forward now, we see a similar situation where Hamilton gets just a dumb move, optimistic move from Hamilton, taking out himself out of the race. And I mean, what a recovery drive from Russell.
I know, it was crazy.
Before, he takes him out, he takes Russell out. He's got to go to the pits and just puts his head down and gets to work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Hamilton just being Hamilton, in my opinion.
Yeah, optimistic, expecting people to move when
for His Royal Highness, Sir.
Yeah.
Sir Lewis Hamilton.
But at the end of the day, I guess he took responsibility. So
yeah, because it's the right thing to do, and he loves being, he loves doing the right thing. That sounded so bad for me.
What's it called?
I'm sorry. He cares about humanity and shit. Like,
all right, let's move on. Let's move on to But out of all that incident, that provided Oscar to slip into second because he started 6th in this race.
You know who it also helped out?
Who was that?
Checo.
Oh, I did.
Who started from the pits.
Started from the bottom. I mean, it helped him out because I brought him up to the pack really easily. He wasn't going to have to catch them up,
And then people pit because of the safety car that was brought out.
Mm-hmm.
And he was still out there. Oh, also, we had a new regulation this race because of the high deg. The tires had a lifespan limit of 17 laps.
Mm-hmm. So at 17 laps, you had to pit.
If you hadn't had the tires could only be on for a max of 17 laps.
So it was mandated. It was at least a minimum of 3-stopper race.
Yeah. So.
And that wasn't just for that race; it was for all of them, right? Like
no, just this race.
Just this race.
Okay.
Because of the degradation was so high.
Because the track was so brutal on the tires.
It was a brutal race all over, just every angle.
So I'm saying it was a frustrating weekend for everybody. Yeah. Frustrating weekend.
You know who wasn't a frustrating weekend for?
Who?
Max.
Yeah. Besides that point.
So, anyways, we get to what happens.
You didn't watch the race or what?
I watched the race. I watched the race. I didn't watch the sprint.
Well, we're talking about the race now. So basically now Oscar is behind Verstappen. And I thought, honestly, Oscar was going to keep up with Verstappen. But, of course, Verstappen starts to pull away a little bit more. And by this point, nothing really happens until the pit start going. And
which is kind of anticlimactic because everyone knew when the pit stops were going to happen.
But some people pit stopped a little before. Early, I thought everybody was going to try to stretch it out to the 17 laps, but they didn't. And interesting enough, one of those people who actually did stretch it enough till the 17th lap was a Williams. Alex Albon was one of the last ones to pit. And for almost not a full lap, but for almost a complete lap, Williams was leading the Formula One Grand Prix.
He was.
We have not seen that in a while, so just something to know about because we haven't seen that in quite some years.
It's been a while.
And then everybody pits, and then the confusing thing about this whole minimum 3 pit stops was that it was hard to keep track who was actually ahead of other people because you're like, okay, this person pit, but then this other person hasn't pit, so it's like, are they gonna come up under? Are they gonna go? Are they ahead of this person? And the undercut was very powerful at this track.
Yep.
So they start going. Everything settled down, and then it really wasn't as far as an exciting race, except like you were saying, Russell really going through the field.
Russell and Norris had really good races, I think. I mean, Russell from last to fourth was a pretty good recovery drive.
Yeah, super recovery.
Norris from 10th to third.
I really thought Perez was gonna do something here, but
Perez was trying to be a Pokemon master and get all the penalties. He was trying to catch them all
with those track limits.
The track limits.
Yeah. Oh, this was another weekend where track limits was trying to take the headlines again.
This was, and you know what? I think the track limits was a little harsh. This weekend, additionally because of the conditions that the drivers were in, we had Alonso asking for them to chuck water onto him at a pit stop. If you watch Russell's onboard, he's like putting his hands up on the straightaway to like try to cool down his hands or like funnel some air into the cockpit. Mm-hmm. It was a brutal condition. I know a lot of racers went to the medical tent afterwards because they were just super dehydrated.
Yeah, so the environment was just super tough.
Yeah,
humid, hot.
So it was super hard to just stay focused. Sargent, what I believe, I don't know, I haven't looked into it, was because of just dehydration, he just couldn't finish the race. Yeah. He had to come out of the race, which obviously he was probably willing to give it everything he could because of the position that he's in with his contract and everything. Yeah. And the fact that it was so bad that he's like, I literally can't finish this race. Mm-hmm. Must have meant like that the conditions were horrible. And then on top of that, they're like, you have to keep 110% of concentration by not coming off the line a little. Yeah. Like, it was a little strict. I think
there was no sympathy towards the drivers as far as track limits,
I think this whole GP was a bit of a, I don't know. I
frustrating. Frustrating.
It was very frustrating. Okay. I honestly don't think they should be racing here in these kind of conditions. Like, it's just unsafe.
So I have a solution for that. Full Beans here. Since it's so hot.
We're just full of solutions here at Full Beans. Also full of something else, but you can guess what that
is. So, if it's so hot outside, can they...
I'm sorry, our producer back there is distracting us. Yeah. Thinks he's Mr. Funny Bones over there.
A little bit.
It was funny, though.
So, if the track is so hot outside, why don't they just build an indoor F1 circuit track?
Maybe you're onto something. Yeah. Maybe
air conditioned and shit like that.
Well,
the Qataris have the money.
There's problems with asphyxiation.
What is that?
Well, you're taking all the oxygen out of it. Like if you park in the garage with your car on, you'll asphyxiate yourself because there's no circulation.
The Qataris.
While you could probably figure out a system for that.
Yeah. They'll figure it out. But I think that'll be the best thing ever. Qatar. That'll be, I know you guys.
Actually, I mean, it's interesting because.
You guys trying to go grand.
That's grand.
That is grand. Indoor, first stadium built, what's it called? F1.
You know what? You know what you could also do? Is you could have a section where they go under like a tunnel, but instead of the tunnel, they like go under a bridge, but the bridge is just like a glass, like a pool. Yeah. So you're just swimming above them, and they're racing under you.
Yeah, aquarium or anything like that. Yeah. Exactly.
Again, just ideas here at Full Beans.
So, and then there won't be no trouble. There'll be no problem with the heat or anything like that,
But yeah. I mean, I think it's horrible conditions.
What's it called? Esteban, he threw up while he was driving.
I mean, yeah.
And he had to swallow it back down.
Can you give us a demonstration?
I can't because it's not. I know here it's close to those conditions, but it's not.
I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay, so, but yeah, it was brutal. The track limits were not forgiving. Centimeters off and bam, penalty.
I think, and it was funny when Alonso asked that. I think I recently sent you guys a video on Instagram of an old school race where they chucked water onto the racer because of the heat. Yeah, and I was like. Look at that. They're going old school.
The problem that they were saying is there's no air. There's no airflow. So when there's no airflow, like it's just heat, So
they were saying and they were saying when there was a breeze, it was like a dragon's breath. It was super hot. Jeez, so back to your indoor race. Recently, I've been spending a lot of time in Texas for work, and over there they have indoor stadiums. And when I walked in to the indoor stadium for a baseball game, I was mesmerized.
Oh, so you feel like it's like...
I was like, oh my goodness, it's not cold,
but
it's pleasant in here. Yeah. I was like, what is this? I was like, this is crazy. And then indoors, I'm like, I was weird because it was a day game and I'm used to here. I'm taking my sunglasses. I'm taking my sunscreen.
Yeah.
You know, I'm ready to battle the heat. And then you're inside and it's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
But it's good. So I think you're onto something there with the indoor track.
I know I'm saying.
Maybe Formula E should do that.
I know Formula E does something like that in London, but it's like half the track is not even. I think it's like quarter of a track that's like what's it called covered up. But like I said, the Qataris they want to go grand, and I think that's a very good thing to go grand.
Interesting idea. I like it.
They just came from the World Cup. I'm pretty sure they made some money there. So and I'm pretty sure they got a lot of money, so they can do that for their next what's it called race. Or if they want to, they can propose it to the FIA. If the FIA is like, nah, we can't race here. Well, we're going to build an indoor F1 track. And they'll be the first. So
interesting. What if, interesting.
I want 1% royalty of that. But back to the race.
Verstappen wins.
Yeah, Verstappen takes the victory. Oscar takes second
place.
What's it called? Norris takes third. Russell comes in fourth with a strong finish. And I think we have to give props to the McLarens here. Because they weren't.
I mean, what a resurgence from the McLarens.
Yeah.
They started from
dead last in the beginning of the season.
Doggy doo-doo.
I was starting to believe that Otmar was right about Piastri with good luck. And look at him now. Laughing at Otmar. Otmar doesn't even have a job anymore from Alpine.
And you know who's reaping the rewards? Our man, Zach Brown.
Oh, yeah, Zach Brown.
Zach Brown looking like a freaking player, man.
I told you this.
We knew
intelligent man, dude.
He's the guy. Zach Brown. Hashtag Zach Brown. I don't know why I said it twice.
He's the mastermind behind all this.
Zach Brown.
Zach Brown. What's it called? So they they weren't that off Verstappen. Only 5 seconds off. Like that's crazy compared to other races where Verstappen has been 30 seconds, 10 seconds ahead.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good showing from the McLarens. Again, Piastri just edging out Norris.
He's a rookie, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a rookie.
And I got to give it up to Norris as well. As like when he's given an order, he follows the order. Mm-hmm. He follows the team, and he follows the team order, which I think is. And I think they both are pretty respectful of following the team, and I think they both have bought in to like, okay, if we work together, we can push this team forward, and clearly the results are there.
I think so. I think they're both very selfless people, where they know that if they can only lose more if they just think about themselves. You know, they both bought in, like you said, and
this
they
is their second podium in a row. Both McLarens are on the podium,
and they have a strong car. So if they can just build from here, we'll see what they can come up with next season. And
hopefully someone's fighting Verstappen.
Yeah, hopefully.
And I think if we take the average age, I think they're the youngest team on the grid.
McLaren?
Yeah, I think if you take their average age.
Yeah, so the future looks bright for them. If they can keep on this track that they're going.
Well, maybe Sonoda and Lawson are younger.
They can what's it called? Well, not next season, but what's it called? They have a bright future ahead of them.
Yeah.
The Alfa Romeos, they scored good amount of points. We haven't talked about them a lot because they don't do a lot. But this race they did. Bottas and Joe come through a lot at the end. Towards the end, people got penalties, so the order got mixed around.
Yeah, there was a
Stroll
lot of penalties.
Ended up 9th, but then he got a penalty, so he ended up 11th, so scored no points. What's it called? And
Perez scored 8 points.
Yeah, 1 point. I think he was 8th at one point.
I don't know, but
Sainz didn't even start the race, so that sucks for him.
Yeah, that sucks for Sainz, man. He's been in strong form. He's been, showing that he could be Ferrari's guy, and that the Leclerc is not.
Yeah, the Chile.
Yeah, the Chile, which Ozzy loves.
He's been waiting to say that, huh? Sargent, felt sick, came out, no shame there. Lawson, probably his last F1 race for a while.
And
because
it's a little. I think it's a little unlucky for him.
It is.
I don't know why they're going back to Ricardo. To be honest,
they should have just let Larson finish the season.
They should just. have Ricardo back as the backup. I mean, what's the point of having Ricardo? We've mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the whole point of AlphaTauri is to build young talent
for the future.
And Ricardo is not the young talent that he once was.
So I don't know what's the deal over there, but Larson probably
he must be good friends with
Horner.
No, what's his name? Helmet Marco.
Yeah, Helmet.
Must be good friends with
man. Helmet. Good guy, dude. I want to be on Helmet's good side.
Is my favorite guy, Helmet.
What's it called?
No racism here. We're fans.
Yeah, we're fans. So, but Larson, he's been pretty strong on these last races that he's had.
Continue. You're good.
Okay, so I just wanted to just give him recognition on Larson being a
good
F1, and hopefully he gets a seat soon.
Yeah, he deserves a seat.
So Hulkenberg,
Haas has looked strong a little bit and then did nothing.
Yeah, they did nothing. Sonoda, we haven't talked about Sonoda in a long time.
Which is good or bad?
Damn, I don't know.
It's bad. The way
he's
going, because look, he started 11th, he ended 15th.
But no one's saying anything. Like no one.
He's not crashing.
I guess he has a seat for next season.
Although the car hasn't been looking like it's performing like it was at the beginning of the season.
That's true. Albon looked like Albon had put another strong performance. He didn't score points, but during this race he was doing really good, and also during the sprint he scored a few points. So Albon's doing good. Gasly, average. Stroll. I mean, I guess this is an improvement for Stroll as far as finishing previous races, 16th, 17th. So Stroll is also one of my favorite drivers. So
Interesting.
What's it called?
I did not know this about Ozzy.
But yeah, Perez, man.
Poppy Stroll, though. I'm a fan of Poppy Stroll.
Any Strolls, okay?
I'm a fan of Poppy Stroll.
What's it called? Perez now, 10th, scored a point.
You just keep going over the finishing art. Like, let's move on.
No, I want to get to Perez though. Perez is.
Take that car down.
No, I don't.
Take it down.
Perez still has a chance.
For what?
If he wins the Mexican Grand Prix.
For what?
I think that would at least.
If he wins the Mexican Grand Prix, he should be. I'm done. I'm out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's it. But that's
the last thing he can really give us, because I don't know I know he has a contract for next year, but I don't know. It doesn't look good. But what's?
I mean, De Vries had a contract.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what's it called? If he wins his Mexican Grand Prix, I think that's the last thing he could. If it's really over, give us the last hurrah.
Yeah, but then we have to sit through another season of him being ass.
What do you mean?
Like, as I'm saying, he's just retire. He wins that Grand Prix. He's just retire.
We'll see. And then basically I think we talked about everybody else. It was a brutal weekend.
We're in brutal conditions here.
Yeah.
Barely hanging on.
So
Frankie hasn't talked because he's just hanging on.
Yeah, I need a bucket of water thrown at me right now.
I'll go get one right now.
I'll do it.
Talk about your guys' stupid electric hybrid vehicle thing
That's
you're
a
saying.
pre-pod conversation.
Okay, well, you are going to have to wait till next week.
And on that bombshell.
Signing out.